Multiple lives. It's like a podcast, but not really. It's like a let's play, but not really. It's really about chart. All right, we're synced up.
Liquid Kids.
Liquid Kids. That just sounds. It's the original Splatoon. That's probably the safest joke I could make. I don't know.
Let's just stay away from Liquid Kids, I guess.
Let's look at the camera for just a second. Yo, camera. This is Barney.
What's up?
Hi, Barney.
Hi, camera. Hi, Joe.
Hi, camera.
Wait, who am I talking to?
The camera.
Hi, camera.
So we're gonna load up. What was the game? It began with a P. Pang. I really want to see Pang.
Yeah, you never played it?
No, so I've never even heard of Pang.
Is there a quicker way to scroll here?
Yeah, hit right, and you'll jump by category. There you go. Yeah, so do that a bunch. So we're gonna play some Pang, and hear all about. I mean, Barney's done a bunch of stuff. Barney and I go way back, and we'll figure out what he's been up to. Wallace doing some Pangs.
Some Pang while panging.
Here we go. Ready? Go!
One player only? Wait, can you...
Maybe if I hit it... Okay, now it's 2-player. Oh, shit, Mount Fuji. We gotta start at Mount Fuji.
Do we have a choice?
I don't know. Perhaps.
Okay, so...
Alright, you're blue.
Boop.
I'm pink.
Pretty simple concept. You just split them up like...
Oh!
asteroids.
That's all it takes.
What happened? It hit...
It's permadeath.
It hit you?
Yeah, it's one hit.
Oh,
freezes.
yeah, and you ended the game for me, too. Like, you can't even... So, what you want to...
Oh, my God!
Oh, my God, shield.
When they get so tiny, it gets really tough.
Yep.
So there's a shield?
So, no, yeah, I picked up a shield, but what you want to do is, like, make the line, and then if you run away from it...
Oh, if they hit
I mean?
the line, makes a wall.
Yeah. So that's how you stay protected. Stay safe.
Oh, that's cool. Now we're panging.
Stay safe, Joe.
All right, so Barney currently, let's start at the most recent. You have that's a blue ball. You have a thing called the Zen Den.
A thing. Yep.
Now the Zen Den. Oh, they got you. What's the elevator pitch of the Zen Den?
I need to, that needs to be worked on, but I guess so. We started as a studio, and the evolution sort of went from recording studio to what just happened?
It stayed on your foot.
It was like a pause moment.
I know yeah.
We started making YouTube stuff, and then that's all like ancient history. So more recently, I was just running it as a studio, and someone from a social services organization got in touch with me, and was asking if I could do studio time with a kid that they were like counseling. So I had them come by and got to meet them and everything, and did some recording. Ooh. See, what do you do at this point? Just stay away from them?
I think so, because you can't pop them when they're frozen.
Well, you can pop them if they're above you, but if they're this low down, then you can't. Yeah. So, and it was just really cool, like seeing this as the difference between like working with someone who has paid to use the space and is just like recording their project or whatever.
Sure.
Between that and working with a kid who's never seen a studio before, but is like super passionate about it, about rapping and or music, and seeing like his eyes. Oh, I'm dead. Seeing his eyes light up.
Hit the 1 key and then hit that one. There you go.
And sort of being an education thing for him it's so cool and so much more rewarding than like working with just artists.
So Zenden was originally a studio that housed a bunch of different stuff, but you're starting to lean more towards a like public service that is more
Yeah.
accessible,
Yeah.
where it's less of a business and more of like
Well, it's still business,
yeah,
but I guess like
the clientele though, like you're not trying to
maybe we're leaning more towards like a non-profit or something where it's
and
like
it's more educational.
yeah, and that's just to me is way more like rewarding is one way to put it, but just like more feeling like you have a purpose.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I definitely struggle with being an artist sometimes as like a valid purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do you ever suffer from the same thing or?
Yeah, well, I think our friendship is kind of interesting and unique in that like you're one of the few musicians that I've worked with that has like most of the people that I know are so out there that like they couldn't play a cover if you paid them $1 million.
Okay, yeah.
And you've always had kind of one foot in both worlds.
Yeah.
Where you've had your own original stuff, but you've also like been able to do anything. Like you're I guess the term I would use is versatile.
Yes.
But there's always been this kind of other part of you that's sort of like, well, what do the people actually want right now, you know? Like what is this town looking for?
Well, I guess I feel like you have I have a responsibility as an artist to play to my audience. Like that was the closest I would get to feeling purposeful about it. Is just making sure that that you're having an effect on people, or that you're even if it's just like you're making people laugh or whatever, but it's important to. I was never one of those people who could just like, oh well, I'm making music for me.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, you can,
I think that's most people though. I mean, I'm sort of like that, and I think I think that's especially like the weirder music gets. That tends to be the case too.
Yeah.
And like I've been in a very weird scene for a while now, so I think it's refreshing on some levels. But yeah, it's just different.
But it's a scene that like is self-supportive and like there's appreciation going on,
Yeah, well, it's usually in a big enough area where you can have both,
Yeah.
Whereas like you're kind of already doing both just on your own.
Yeah, and that's partially because where I am, Fitchburg, is not culturally, creatively not super exciting or accepting in a lot of ways. So that was kind of a.
So a little bit of background for the camera here. Barny and I were both doing stuff in Fitchburg for a couple of years before I moved away.
Whoa,
and
we just nailed that stage.
Yeah. Also, side note, all this art, like that was totally Toriyama, like the guy who does Dragon Ball. Those are next time you see those, that's fucking Dragon Ball. Wow. Yeah. So I got to kind of experience firsthand how difficult it can be in Fitchburg, and also how rewarding too. Though, like we had some awesome times, but like
for sure.
There's been so much stuff. Like one of our buddies, Ryan Scott, God bless him, he had to open so many things. Like he created a tremendous amount of opportunity in that town, and the town was pushing back on him every step of the way.
Yeah,
like literally closing his spaces down multiple times.
And it can feel like that. So I think I moved into that more like you say, playing covers and stuff like that, because I felt it was appreciated,
Yeah.
So I felt like there was a purpose to it.
Well, it's what the town wanted at the time too.
Yeah. And still kind of is. Like I still do shows and I play covers, whatever, like pop music, but it's not like. I think we have to bust this one. Yeah.
Oh my God! Shit just got real.
Just sacrifice myself for the team. Pooh!
Oh man, this game's cool.
Right?
This is a good pick.
So I was talking earlier about new games, let's say like the last 10 years or something. When did this come out? 80s? And how no one is being particularly imaginative with their game ideas anymore. I mean, like, this is a really interesting game mechanic,
Sure.
and I don't think it's been explored since.
And I would disagree with the notion about current games, but I would say that this game is awesome. And I can totally understand the frustration of not finding anything quite like this.
Right.
For sure.
But I was definitely like being overly cynical about it.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at like the explosion of indie games.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
All of the cool stuff that comes out of that. Hotline Miami and Super Hot and like all those kind of cool, interesting. I didn't hit that.
We're going to reach a point soon where we just can't.
Yeah, exactly.
We just can't beat the level, and
Or-
we might be at that point because this is getting hard.
I'm struggling to like play and talk. You know.
I know, yeah, it's way harder than it looks. A lot of people really like. I have some episode of this show where like especially. I'm so sorry, Ken, if you're watching this. The episode I did with Ken, we just talked about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure the entire time. Even though he's a fucking brilliant artist that has done some cool shit, I was just like, the JoJo. Oh man, I'm getting my ass kicked here. One more life for me, and then I feel like I'll want to do a different. Actually,
Yeah.
I should check on the camera too. Oh yeah, that's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can switch it up.
Yeah.
Right, so,
Uno mas, one last life here. Oh,
whoop.
that's my fault. Hit the one button on yours. Yeah, there we go. Oh, I'm out.
Oh, you're out of continues.
Oh, I'm back.
What? So, yeah, where were we?
I think
What
if
were
we
we
try to
talking
stick
about?
together, maybe.
So the only thing I didn't talk about before, so that's like one thrust of what I'm doing at the studio. And just like taking an educational approach to all kinds of stuff. Like I have a meeting with a client tomorrow where he's gotten himself a laptop and Logic and he wants help like learning to use it.
Oh, cool.
So I'm super into that stuff because I've always been really motivated myself to learn as much as I can about the technical side of DAWs and synthesizers and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So I love passing on that knowledge.
Yeah, for a little while there, you had a really cool project going, Anonymous Animal, which was like one part band and like
Still
one
it's
part
still technically going.
tutorials and yeah.
Yeah. Anonymous Animal 1 is like music and comedy and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Anonymous Animal 2 on YouTube, which is tutorials and stuff.
I always wondered about that.
So it's not done, but we just haven't done anything in a while for it.
All right,
But
let's
I definitely want to get back.
let's change it
to
up.
that.
There's a Pang 3. Well, we have to play that.
Diagonal shots.
I feel like we have to play that.
Character selection.
It's getting pangy up in here. Let me just double check on this thing.
Feel the pang.
Feel the pang. The non-stop panging.
Go!
Every day I'm panging. Whoa.
Oh,
Normal.
what a like this
That's
this
gross.
whole like 3D, the early days of 3D stuff.
Oh. Yeah, this is. Ooh! Ooh, look at her face. Ooh, I just bumped the camera. That was so bad. She scared me back.
Her name is Sheila.
I have to be Sheila the Thief.
Sheila the Thief. I'm gonna be Captain Ho.
Captain Hog.
I know. I just.
Oh, look
it
at his
looks
arm.
like. It looks like. Wait, Don. Oh, I want it to be Don Tacos.
Okay, this is uncomfortable. Whoa! They all have different
Oh,
directions.
she has special abilities. Mine has a like rope that stays.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Oh,
I'm gonna give us a little more audio on this one.
this animation is horrible.
Wow, the bombs are pretty cool.
We went from.
Ooh.
We went for what were you saying? Dragon Ball? No,
Yeah, Toriyama.
Toriyama to like Mystical Ninja, Gamon.
Yeah.
This looks like that.
I can totally see the Goemon style. At least they dance. At least they got that going. It's a pretty cool wiggle that they got.
Private art gallery.
This has gotten very, very adult here.
Private art gallery.
So we're protecting. Wow, there's even like a little bit of drift.
Oops.
Like when you run and stop, you like slide a little bit.
That's why I just died.
Only on this level though. The other level didn't have
Oh
that, I
yeah,
don't think.
the floor is icy. That slide got me. So yeah, the other evolution of the studio, I guess, more recently has been in doing podcasts, live video streams, which is really fun.
And I seen it. There was like a geek podcast that seems to be regular with you guys now.
Yep. We have
Some
like
nerd crew.
We have a geeky nerd crew, comic book sort of geek culture. We have a QB1, which is sports training related, and then we also have Yo Daddy Doe, which is like a whoop.
Yo Daddy Doe.
Yeah, so that's the name of the artist name of the guy I met recently who does like poetry and stuff. And so we do a talk show with him where it's just like, oh, we're both the same person now.
Oh, we're different colors though.
Wow!
Good thing I didn't have the gun earlier. Jeez. So for those watching, I am the yellow one.
But I don't. Oh.
There's too much.
They really stepped up the. I mean, we missed Pang 2.
That's true. We jump. You never want to jump from Pang 1 to Pang 3. You Pang 3 without Pang 2, you're not gonna have a good time.
You're gonna get panged out.
Yeah. This is getting Pang-ranged here.
Wait.
At least this character doesn't have anything weird.
Ah!
Like this guy's like the traditional one.
Which is a blatant Pink Panther ripoff.
Better than that creepy lady.
Oh,
Wow.
I thought we were gonna have to take out the dog too.
I'm glad we didn't. So yeah, it's interesting. So you're definitely keeping pretty busy, but it is kind of a natural evolution of your whole MO, which is like not too much of you. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's you and all the things you
Yeah.
do, not necessarily like all of your own ideas. It's helping other people bring their ideas to life too.
Yeah, I've always been really uncomfortable with the idea of claiming and accepting the spotlight.
Sure.
You know? Like I don't know, and that's not like I'm not trying to just sound super modest, like, oh, I don't, you know, but really, genuinely, like, I'm happier working with and for other people,
Yeah.
honestly.
You know what's funny, actually? Shout out to Jeff Gallagher. Just last night, I was up really late with my buddy Brian, who's a big fan of Jeff, and we were talking about Ghost Cat, and we were talking about what is it, Echo Together?
Yeah.
The one that came out after Ghost Cat.
I mean, like, look at the stuff that I did, or I mean, we're still working together occasionally.
Cool.
Yeah, we did a session most recently a couple of weeks ago, but yeah, I mean, look at the stuff that we did together. Like that, it's like I couldn't have done any of that, and Jeff couldn't have done any of that.
Yeah.
But like you combine the two of us in his crazy basement with like cables tied to each other and like power cables dangling out of walls, which is not a situation that I would normally work in. But you know.
So for those at home, basically the way this project worked is, this Jeff guy is very much like an outsider artist, Daniel Johnston, like lots of interesting high concepts,
Super like
a little bit scattered, like just all kinds of stuff.
but just like an idea factory. Like, like,
nonstop.
No, I remember like specifically, and I always use this to illustrate like what a crazy artist, how crazy productive he is. That one day I was in his room and I was like, I can't remember how we got onto the subject, but it was this like big chest of drawers, like a big dresser, like one of those 6 drawers dressers. And he's like, oh yeah, that's my lyrics. I'm like, the whole dresser? And he starts like opening drawers, and every drawer is full to the brim with paper that's like full of lyrics, like lyrical ideas. And I'm just like, how is it possible to be that productive? But he just doesn't know any other way. Like, that's just what he does.
Yeah, it's kind of stream of consciousness after a certain point. Just like that's just how someone's brain works.
Yeah. Well, I love that. Like, I really respect that. And it's so different from how I am.
Yeah, you were like the tech support, like Geek Squad that came in and like, all right, here's how you can put these things together. So
Yeah. And that's really what I'm all about. So,
but more important than any of that, what video games have you been playing other than Pang? Obviously,
Minecraft.
Really?
Yeah.
Still going on that?
Pretty
that
much.
Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, PewDiePie started playing Minecraft recently, and I don't know if were you ever a PewDiePie fan or?
I like PewDiePie when he doesn't play games.
Right.
I like when he became a human fidget spinner. Or like when he was like hunting Pokemon in real life, where he was like hiding in the bushes covered in camo and like.
Yeah.
I think PewDiePie is
funny guy.
He's a good sketch comedian. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So and like it's interesting that you said that because like, did you see that dog was just biting me?
Oh, we're both the same person again. God damn it.
We're just so insane.
We gotta stop doing this panging.
Yeah. So. Semi recently, like a year ago or whatever, he sort of started doing more like a talk show thing, and like a lot of meme related comedy and stuff. And me and my girlfriend got really into it. And then he recently started playing Minecraft, and now his channel's like turned into a Minecraft channel, and so we started playing, and that's really. All I've been playing. That and a little bit of Smash Bros. But Smash Bros. took a back seat once I started playing Minecraft. It's such a great game.
I know it's a great game, but I feel like you're like, hey, have you ever seen that movie Titanic? There's this new movie. It's called Titanic. It's got a big old boat. Have you seen this movie? It's brand new.
I'm not trying to pretend that no one's played Minecraft.
No, I know.
Before.
I know, but I'm just like, my brain is like so fried on it, you know?
Did you play Minecraft?
Yeah, like 20 years ago when everyone else played Minecraft.
They've been updating it. They just added bees.
Oh, okay. Never mind, I'm back in. No shit.
You haven't played it with bees, have you?
No, I obviously have not. Now that there's bees.
You might start playing again? Is that what you're saying?
For the bees? Yes, just for the bees. Actually, no, I was watching Jack Black did a thing with PewDiePie on it. Have you seen that?
Yes. Yeah, they played Minecraft together.
Yeah, they did. They totally did. And it was great because PewDiePie put a chicken on a leash.
Yes.
And gave it to Jack Black.
Yes.
And Jack Black like loved it. It was like his new pet. It was like his buddy.
Yeah, after he pushed him off IKEA tower and killed him.
That's right.
He pushed him off the tower because
the tower of a giant Swedish meatball.
Because his fiance, they're married now, but his fiance at the time, she said that her first crush was Jack Black.
Yeah.
So he pushed him off. He pushed him off the tallest building in Minecraft.
That was so good. He just falls off this giant Swedish meatball. He's like, ah. All right, I'm gonna do another tech check here.
Tech check.
Check. All right, cool. All right, so this is all well and good, but I feel like we should wrap up everything with one competitive game.
Uh-oh.
Some sort of skill of
You saying Pang is not a skill-based game? Come on,
Pang is
man.
a competitive. No, Pang is a cooperative game.
True.
I'm saying we got to wrap it up with one game where where we kill each other.
You just really want me to beat you at something? Is that what you're saying?
That's one way to put it. I would put it in the opposite way of what you just said. So take what you just said and then like, you know, and then that's what I'm saying.
And then right?
Yes.
Well,
All right. So here's the cool thing about this machine. I have not played hardly anything on here, so there is a bunch
You
of
need to
stuff.
start keeping track of what you've played. There are
I'll forget
literally
most of it.
1,000 games.
Yes,
Like,
there's literally 1,000 games. So, and there's fighters mixed through the whole thing. So,
Right.
whether you want to do a fighter or something else, we can find it. Even a racing game might be kind of fun too. Wait, what's Success Joe? Surely
about
I would win at Success Joe. Oh, it's a boxing game.
is it like Punch Out?
I don't know.
Success-
Well, there's Glass Joe. Watch it just straight up be Punch Out.
It's just this.
Well, it looks like it's glitching there. That looks like Punch Out. That looks exactly like... I bet you it's a Punch Out clone.
Super Punch
Oh,
Out.
look at that blood, though. That blood was not in Punch
It's,
Out.
it's an uncensored Punch Out clone.
Do you want to load it up and see if we can punch each other?
I guess.
'Cause
Yeah,
if
I mean, we should see what it's like.
If I'm not successful in Success Joe, then my life is over.
We're gonna have to hack it afterwards and change it to Failure Joe.
No, we'll just change it to Success Barney.
Push. You need to
Straight
put a
up
coin
left.
in. You need to put a virtual coin in.
Oh, and then I need you to hit the one there. Weird, like, punching sound effects. Oh, yeah, this can't be two-player because of the point of view. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Super Punch Out, right?
Yeah. Let's do, Alright, something else. So that was a Super Punch-Out
That's
clone.
a classic.
Sunset Riders is dope. I've actually already played it with someone on this show, I think.
with my money.
Anything competitive.
I
that you
reckon
can find.
let's just go for Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
So there's a lot of Street Fighters 2s on here.
Street Fighter. Ooh, the first one. No, Street Fighter 2. The
Sure.
World Warrior. That's not.
I haven't played these games in forever, so I'm sure I'll lose.
Yeah,
but
let's
that's
do a
okay.
little vanilla Street Fighter 2.
All right, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I
haven't
actually
played
hate Street
it. I haven't played in a long time either. Secretly been practicing so much because I knew
I know.
that I would pick this, and now I can beat you.
You knew that it would be on there. Oh shit, balls, Rog. Vega. Oh, it's all coming back to me. I actually played this game almost exclusively on the GBA growing up.
What? Fight!
I think the only way I'm
I
gonna
have-
beat you is if I
oh.
cheese out
Oh, it just.
Dulcim.
I guess I'm Blanca.
Oh, we ran out of time, huh?
You're gonna cheese out Dulcim, I'll cheese out Blanca. Let's see how that works out.
Yeah. No, stop. I can't.
I love that move. Whoa! Oh man, this takes me back. Get your stringy arms away from me, you freaking weirdo.
Whoa!
I don't know
You
how
see
I
how
did
quick
that.
I just moved
How
there?
did I just do that?
This emulation is terrible. Look how quickly the screen will blop around.
Oh, is this all like emulated? Is this just like one piece of software? Like, is this a PC running software?
There's like a weird chip in there called a Pandora's box.
Huh.
It's basically a Raspberry Pi that you
and
can't
it's-
open.
Can you stop?
I need to win.
I'm just gonna let the timer run out. No! You.
Ah!
Oh, I thought I was dead.
Yeah! Finish with the fire.
Damn it!
All right, so the next one I might not cheese quite so hard.
It's not over yet. That was always the most annoying thing. Like when it was a kid playing these games, you'd want to be like, "Oh, you can try and cheese me, but like, I'll just play the game so well that you can't." But you literally have no choice.
I got this crazy run move. It's like glitching where every time I run I like fucking teleport.
That is not part of the game. Disqualified.
Can't touch this.
Come get it.
Wah!
Come get it. Come on.
Balls. Oh, okay.
Get.
Back to cheesing.
Get.
Cheesing was the only way I beat you the first time.
Throwing some Matrix shit at me.
This is too intense.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
Oh, I'll punch you in the top of the fucking head.
Look at that. His eyes, the way his eyes pop out of his head on that. What are you standing on? Yoga flame. I can't remember how to do. Oh, it's the slowest fireball ever. How do I block? No. Get your flames out of here and your stretchy arms.
Damn it!
Oh,
Get off my
it's
back!
down to the
Get off my
one.
back!
Yes!
Alright.
Success, Barney.
You did it.
Whew.
Despite me trying to spam flames at the end there. Well, you were too much in my business.
That was tough.
I figured out how to do the flames, so I'm like,
I
I'm just gonna
know.
flame.
That's when I realized I just had to keep beating on you.
That's that. That's a good way to wrap it up.
Word.
Tell the
fair match
camera
indeed.
your website they should see.
Oh, Facebook, Instagram, The Zenden Studios, all one word. Check out Central Mass Pet Companion if you're in the Central Massachusetts region and you got animals. That's it, I guess. Thanks for having me.
Word.
This way and I see a character like, oh, that's Joe.
I'm right here. I'm right next to you.
Oh my god.
2, 3, 2, 1.
So cool.
Try not to hit the ground. Oh god, you're so close.
I'm good, bruh. Whoa! What's faster than me?
Use your boost.
I don't think I can.
Use the boost to get through.
Look out.
I think you gained speed by. Oh! I guess you hit that tree, huh?
First into a tree. Ow.